Hello, are you interested in seeing how my work with the HB90 system is going for quarter one of 2022 and get some ideas as to how you can change things up if you are using the HB90 system or any other kind of project management goal setting system? If so, stick around. Hi, this is Katie from Crafting Ruby Dreams, and welcome to my channel where I talk about planners, goal setting, writing, publishing, and getting right with my finances. Today is a mid-quarter update for quarter one 2022 with the HB90 system. Overall, I am really happy with how things are going this quarter. I'll show my Kanban board in a minute, but I wanted to give some quick stats as to how I was doing with the writing because that is the primary goal. Now, what I'm tracking in the tasks for what I set up in HB90 is how many writing sprints I do. And those are very important to me, and it's a mindset shift in that I'm trying to get to focus on time spent writing rather than how many words I produce, but I also do historically well with knowing how many words I produce. And what I'm very pleased with, honestly, to figure out is that once I got back into the groove of writing, my average words per sprint that I do has actually stayed pretty much the same as what it was prior to burnout. So that's making me happy because that helps me get a better idea as to about how long a project is going to take me to draft. And I'm giving myself a lot of leeway with this first project post burnout because I don't want to put a time period on it has to be done now. And so I want to give myself as much time and space as possible in case I need to take breaks. Because one of the things I did find last week is, which was week 5, this is the end of week 6 as I'm filming this. But for week 5 of the quarter, I spent my writing sprint time pretty much brainstorming and not really actually adding words to any project. And so that time spent brainstorming and just being in that world and world building was so important to me. Because if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have given myself the basis that I needed to move forward with the writing. I had hit a wall, and so taking a step back, figuring out why things had to happen and what was leading up to certain things. So if something I think wanted to happen in the manuscript, what was the why behind it? What was going to lead to that particular thing? As well as looking back on what I had already written and what was the motivation and the stuff, looking deeper into it. So if you are a writer and a creative and you ever get stuck on the production part of creating and you just can't figure out why, take a step back and spend some time thinking about what it is that you're creating. Ask yourself why questions. Why does this thing happen? Well, why does that thing happen? And you just keep asking yourself why like a toddler, which can be annoying, having been around toddlers in my life and asking those very, very, very persistent and continuous why. But as a creative, especially if you are familiar with CliftonStrengths and you are high context, I am number 4. So, and I'll get to that in a moment, but it is really good to figure out the reasoning behind things and what happened in the past that is leading to the future. So, so if you're a creative, just spend some time just thinking and being in whatever it is that you are creating if you ever find yourself stuck, like I said, with the production aspect. Something I realized in talking with friends at the beginning of this week was that, like I just said, I am number 4 context, and thanks to work I did with the Better Faster Academy, which is run by Becca Syme, and you can find them here on YouTube under the Quit Cast, as well as my life coaching group that I worked with, which was Club Moxie, and the therapy that I did. But honestly, all of that worked together to get me to the point where I'm at now. But specifically the work that I did with the coaches at the Better Faster Academy and just thinking about myself and the way I operate was that I realized that my burnout of the last few years, while it came from my top three, which is empathy, woo, and positivity, and really the positivity was the core source, but that really dragged down the other two also, and just emotionally made it very hard for me to be creative. When I write, my powerhouse is the context, because knowing all the backstory, or as much of the backstory as I can figure out, and that's where I lead from with writing. So it's just a really interesting perspective that I have. And if you're in with the Better Faster Academy, I actually talked about this in one of their Facebook groups. So it's just a really cool realization for me to have, and is actually helping me to move forward and really power up my writing. So I'm really excited about that. So if you are a creative, especially a writer, and you're interested in CliftonStrengths, definitely go recommend checking out the Better Faster Academy. So links are definitely going to be below in the description, but let's take a look at the Kanban board. So this is my Kanban board. This is also my bedroom door. So this was just the easiest space for me to put this on here, and just getting up closer. This is just thin washi tape that I got from Wonton in a Million. These are just things that I had created in Canva, printed them out, cut them out, and then put them through my laminator, and they are attached with washi tape. The reason why I don't have the to-do one up here is because it kept falling off. It's as simple as that. So the paint on this door is not the best for the washi and the stickies, but it's what I've got, and that's what I'm working with. So as you can see, this is all of the to-do sections, and these are actually stacks. So I've got however many sprints I want to do in a week, the days. So it's usually 4 or 5. And then this is a mix of, my Instagram is the hot pink, and the YouTube is the, as you can see, just really easy to pop off YouTube. And then these are all my admin tasks. And the ones that I'm doing, they live in my daily planner. So they don't actually spend time here. They're all in my daily planner. And then these are all the ones that I've done so far, except for the ones that kept falling off and are therefore in a jar. But so these aren't stacked, but I'm really happy with how many I have done so far. Like, honestly, I'm really pleased. I've already filed my taxes. I'm filming this on the 13th, and my personal due date was the 15th, and I actually had them done last weekend. So I'm not going to get into why I do that, because that's a whole anxiety thing. But I'm very pleased with how this is going. And I'm going to get into something about goal 2 versus goal 1. And yeah, so let's get to that. Okay, goal 2 versus goal 1. Goal 1 is writing, and just writing on fiction project and getting that done. Goal 2 was growing Crafting Ruby Dreams. Way back, last time I did a mid-quarter update, which was for quarter 3 of 2020, I talked about how at that point I had hit a really bad wall with the writing I was trying to do at that point. And I was realizing that I couldn't move forward with it. So I was basically ditching goal 1 and moving forward with goal 2, because that had been working perfectly. Everything was on track, and was just going for it. And I did a really great job of growing Crafting Ruby Dreams, and I'm really pleased with where it's at. It's currently just under 300 subscribers, so thank you all for being here. Here on YouTube, and then the Instagram, I think, is just over 450 followers. Again, thank you. I very much appreciate it. I am going to continue posting on Instagram and putting up videos here on YouTube, but I'm not going to prioritize doing them. And the reason is that I really wanted to prioritize my writing, and the fact that I am working out of the burnout. I'm post-burnout. I'm not far away from burnout, but I am post-burnout. And I am getting writing done again. It's so important to me that I have got to prioritize it. And so whenever I think about, oh, I feel bad about not posting a video this week, or I should probably get on Instagram, I'm like, well, have I gotten my writing sprints done for the day? Maybe not. So probably should do that. But I also am really excited about making myself in my work and something that I find really, truly joy inducing for me, finding it again, because I have lost that joy for a number of years, and to have it again is so, it feeds my soul. Now, I really love doing YouTube and Instagram. I'm not going to give that up at this point, but I am also not prioritizing it at all. And so it's kind of weird because everybody's like, oh, if you should grow, you should be consistent and all of this. And yes, absolutely, I totally get it. But social media is not the best place for me to be as a writer at this point. So I am going to do what I can to post here. So you'll still see some MäksēLife stuff. You'll still see some HB90 stuff. I want to keep you all updated because honestly, part of what helps me is providing accountability to somebody besides myself. And I know a lot of you are very interested in how I'm doing, so I want to share the joy and the progress that I'm making with you. But I'm also not going to push myself to put out videos weekly and try to create content. Admittedly, part of that right now is also the fact that I've signed up for Sarah Cannon's Publish and Thrive course, which is different from her HB90. HB90 is very focused on goal setting and planning and figuring out what you can do over the course of a quarter. Publish and Thrive is specifically about self-publishing. So while HB90 is great for all kinds of creatives and just anybody who's interested in project management and is okay with the teaching being from a point of writing, that's a great thing. But Publish and Thrive is specifically about publishing. So if you're not interested in publishing, is not a course for you to take. So I was able to carve out some space in my budget unexpectedly for this course. And having been an HB90 alum, there was also a discount. So I signed up for it for this quarter. And it's 5 quarters long. 5 quarters. And it's 5 weeks long. We just finished week 1 and are about to start week 2. So I need to make space to watch all of the videos and do the work associated with that. So, and which is not writing time. And so I've decided to do what I can with regards to YouTube and like doing some like priority videos for me, which is like this one and a couple of others with regards to MäksēLife that will be coming, but I can't guarantee when. That's the whole thing, is that I cannot guarantee when for all of this, because right now, writing and getting my head straight around the future of my publishing career is my priority. So to give you that update, as I said earlier, I have some numbers for how I have done so far. I have done every single one of my writing sprints that I had shot for this week. And so yay on that. I am definitely doing better than even my best goal. Is I wanted to do 70% of my writing days, 80% of my writing days, 90% of my writing days. So good, better, best was 70, 80, 90%. And so I've done 100. So I am really on track with all of this. It's really cool. But what that has turned into for me is a total in January, in the mid-quarter 1 in a moment, but for January alone, I wrote 17,369 words over the course of 3 different projects. 2 of the projects were background information for the world I was building. One was a very specific story with regards to the main character as a child. And then the other one was town newsletters. The project is set in a small town, so I created a community newsletter for the town, and these are older issues, frankly. And then 11, almost 12,000 words were on the main project. I have not crossed 10,000 word mark on any of my fiction projects since 2018. That is just huge for me. And so I'm really proud of that and really excited. And so my total words so far for quarter one is 22,775 words. And I just crossed over 17,000 words in the main project. So I'm really, really happy. I don't know when this project will be finished in first draft form. I'm hoping by the end of next quarter. So total of about 6 months spent in this project, but really I'm hoping earlier because I like being done with projects quickly because I find them for me to be a little bit more cohesive in their storytelling when I don't like really spread a lot of time out. So ideally for me, writing a first draft would only take me 3 months, but we will see moving forward if that's something that is achievable for me, both from a burnout standpoint as well as from just a general time standpoint of having a full-time job. We will see. But that is where I'm at mid-quarter 2022 with the HB90 system. If you have any questions whatsoever, please drop those below in the comments section. And I am not going to share what the project is other than it's set in a small town right now. I am waiting until I get closer to actually publishing it one way or the other. So just know it's set in a small town and there is romance involved. So there is that. Thank you so much for joining me here today. If you are not already subscribed, I hope you will consider subscribing to be notified of when I post future videos. I hope you will also consider sharing this with somebody who you know will be interested in the content I produce. I hope you have a wonderful day and may all your dreams be ruby dreams. Bye-bye.